Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to another episode of the It Gets Better, I Swear podcast. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Mark with the mic.
What is going on? What is going on?
Chillin', chillin', Mark. Happy Rabbit Day.
Yeah, how that works.
Yes, sir.
The bunny that lays eggs.
If they ain't Cadbury, don't touch it.
Don't
Just
touch
saying.
it.
Don't touch it.
I watched a video that someone did a deep fried
A
Casberry
deep
egg.
fried rabbit? Oh, okay. No.
That's funny. They probably do that too.
Yeah, I'm
But it was
sure. I'm sure.
deep fried Cadbury egg.
I mean, have you had deep fried candy bars before? Because
Yes, I
some
have
of them
had
are
a
pretty
deep
good.
fried Snicker before. It was pretty good.
So I imagine all that. Which one was it? The cream egg or the caramel one? You know?
The caramel one.
Oh, then I assume that would taste amazing.
Yeah. You just gotta be careful with the caramel though, because that shit will burn
Ah,
the
yes.
shit out of you.
The floor is lava, your tongue is lava. So
Yes.
I get it.
They should do like the deep fried Oreos and shit.
Hmm.
But anyway, yes, we are back.
Did you
Um,
see Mario this weekend?
I haven't, dude. I haven't been able to go to the movies in a while. Like I'm so backed up with movies. Besides what we watch for the cast and things like that, that's what I usually watch. But I really want to see Mario. I'm hearing nothing but good things about it.
Hmm.
Especially the people I know that has my kind of sense of humor. They 100% said, "Yo, you're gonna love Mario because it's your sense of humor kind of shit." And I was like, ah, damn, I'm gonna like
Yeah. The only thing I negative I see is critics, which is usual. Is critics don't like it, and you know how it is. The fans
it. Yeah,
love they love it.
yeah,
So it's one of those things that has a huge amount of what is it, Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like positive scores from the
yes,
fans. Yeah. So it's like that. So that's cool.
yeah. But
The
I
one
want to
thing
see
I
it.
heard about it was that there's just a lot of good Bowser moments, which I was surprised. But when I think about the fact that it's Jack Black, maybe I shouldn't be, you know?
Yeah, they said Bowser kind of steals the show. Like he
Hmm.
is the way you come to see the movie, and that he's hilarious. I heard Charlie Day and Chris Pratt are good as Mario and Luigi, and the girl that plays the princess is pretty solid. But the one I heard that they wish was more, like you could tell it's him, is Keegan Michael Peel as Toad, because
Oh, geez. I didn't know that was him.
yeah.
Okay.
So they wish that you could have him extend at more, like you could hear him more in that sense. But other than that,
Really?
yeah, a lot of people was complaining about that. Like he said, he was funny, but like his cadence to Toad would have been more hilarious in how he acts for certain characters. So I
That's
think that would have
interesting.
worked.
Okay. Okay.
But I heard Jack Black was fucking amazing in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard like he steals the show, but also that Luigi is also solid. And
Yeah,
I think they might split off for some other stuff. There's hinted at, so that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. And I heard there's two post credit scenes.
Hmm.
The mid
So
and
good
post
stuff.
credit. Yeah. So
Good stuff.
I'm gonna try to see it. Maybe sometime this week I'll go see it. But I haven't been. Like, also, I go see. Did you try to see movies with Jackie? And I don't like right now. She's still um
Hmm.
healing, so haven't got to. That's the
All
first
good.
time did you go to? So, but
All
it's all
good.
good. And everything is coming to streaming service like very soon too. Like Shazam, I think is next week on HBO Max.
Oh, is that so? Okay.
Yeah,
Cool
it
stuff.
goes in it goes in HBO Max. The Cocaine Bear is like in 2 weeks on Peacock.
Oh, okay. Good. Good.
So like there's movies coming out already that's like just recently came out. So um,
Hmm.
it's just I guess I'll wait. But
Got you.
yeah, but yeah, I heard
Uh,
nothing but good things though.
okay. Good stuff. Good stuff. Did you get anything in this week?
Um. Oh yeah. So I happened to pass by Forbidden Planet and found the Visible Man Donatello.
And which in the order of them coming out? Which one is he? Like the last one?
Not. So there's I'm missing. Well, technically four because they kind of spoiled a release that hasn't come out yet, which is Shredder's gonna be Dracula. I think I talked about this on the last cast.
Hmm.
But I found this one, the Visible Man Donatello. He's the last one that came out. I think Casey's the last one of the ones that got shown. He was the second to last, and Splinter came out before him.
Okay, got you,
So I'm missing Splinter, I'm missing Casey, and I'm missing if when Shredder, wherever Shredder comes out.
got you, got you.
But yeah,
So how is it?
Casey's Phantom of the Opera, and then Splinter's Van Helsing.
So what's he look like?
So
How, is the figure invisible?
he has a translucent like shell, like you can see pizzas and shit like between like through his shell and shit. And then
Hmm.
he has so one thing they said that they did with these figures was they added more details throughout the line. So Raph don't have a lot of like items with him. When you open him, he's pretty basic. He has the sai and that's about it.
Hmm.
Leonardo has a bit more accessories, but he doesn't have like changeable hands or anything like that. Mikey has changeable hands, changeable head, and he has like a lot of accessories. Donatello has like three changeable heads. He has a bunch of hands. He has even translucent hands. So like half his body is translucent, half is not. So if you look at the NECA Invisible Man figure, it's exactly like that, but a turtle. And then
Hmm.
they just add more details and stuff like that. But it looks really cool. I kind of want to open it and see more of it. But that'll be a video I'll post up soon if I do.
And what was the price for this one?
That was like 34.99.
And they come in the nice boxes, right?
Yes,
Has
the
the face on
nice.
the front.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Hasbro has changed their mind with the windowless boxes, and they're bringing them back later this year.
Are they going back to the card or are they going to a box with a window?
They're going to so they found a recycle kind of thing that they could use as a window plastic kind of thing. So that's what they're gonna go with. And I'm not sure which figure is gonna be the first ones to do it, but anything the a lot of the Marvel Legends for the Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse, they're
Hmm.
getting like the Marvel Classic style boxes, which is like a remake of the original X-Men toys kind of thing.
So the '90s Toy Biz, you mean, or something else?
Yeah, something similar to that.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
good. That's good.
so that's what they're going through. So they just announced that recently.
Well, there you
Um,
go.
there was like a lot of Star Wars stuff that popped this week because there was a 15-year there's a Star Wars celebration this week.
Hmm.
They announced Daisy Ridley, which she played Rey. She's coming back, and she's gonna have a movie of her own after the events of Rise of Skywalker. We got the release date of Ahsoka, which is coming in August. We have the Andor season 2, which is also coming in August. And the next trilogy is gonna be written by the dude that does direct. I think he directed a bunch of the Clone Wars stuff. He's doing the next trilogy, which is gonna be like way. It's gonna be like Knights of the Old Republic kind of thing.
And so what's that? That's before the story that we
Yes,
know, right?
yes.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
So a lot of good
I like
Star
that.
Wars stuff. Not a Trekkies.
Sounds
We still
positive.
have
Yeah.
more stuff coming.
One thing I saw that was cool was like an appreciation. I guess somebody had put up the footage of Anakin when he was recording. What do they call that? When he was doing the stunt work, because he
Yeah,
did his own lightsaber work,
yeah.
and so people were like, "Damn, why this boy so good?" And I was looking at it, I was like, "Wow, that looks ridiculous." Could you
Yeah.
imagine if he didn't turn evil and Darth Vader wasn't like all messed up and he was doing what Anakin could do? Like that's crazy. That's ridiculous. But
Yeah.
also, I I know that he brought that into other movies that he did, specifically that movie I told you about with him and Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
So I knew he had like action chops, but I have never seen the Star Wars stuff. So that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I told you today, and you watched it earlier, the trailer for the latest game that's coming out. That's the one you're gonna get, Jedi Survivor, right?
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I'm actually that's in my next game I'm purchasing.
hmm And it looks pretty good. And then I also saw some reviews for it, pre-reviews, and those actually look very promising. And I usually just look at that for people to tell the truth if there's any glaring issues or stuff that just pops out at them that's weird. And think thankfully from people whose word I trust, none of that stuff seems to be present, which is good. And then on the flip side, did you hear the it was not a rumor, but people were talking about, oh yeah, Marvel's Avengers, the DLC is ending for the game now. Almost everything is free, and it's like, what did you do? What did you do that for? What did you do that for? So they're basically killing that game. It's a live service game, which they so many companies tried to push that, but you could tell that Marvel's Avengers was kind of like a cash grab
Mhm.
that tried to use the Avengers name on it. So yeah, it's not it wasn't going to be one of those things that stood around for that long anyway. So
Yeah.
and that has me more worried about Suicide Squad, the game,
Yeah.
because that always online stuff. Hmm. hmm.
Yeah. That's why it got delayed. So maybe for the better.
I mean, they didn't say specifically that, but I hope they look at this and go, maybe we should not do that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that
yes,
is
sir.
that. hmm
Oh, guess what? If you want to watch, hey paisanos, it's the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. It's all on YouTube.
Did they do? Are they doing it episode by episode and they're putting it up, or
No,
is it?
it's everything is
It's
on
all
YouTube.
up there.
Yep, it's
Okay.
all on there.
Okay. Good. Good. Because I know I saw the episode one you sent me, and then I
Yeah,
looked and I didn't see it. So
yeah. You just follow that thing, and they have a bunch of other ones.
okay. I know somebody put up the no. Well, the Roddy Piper account on Twitter put up the a snippet of the clip when he was on the show,
Oh yeah, he was.
and it's always funny to see two personalities from wrestling interact in something else because him and Lou Albano were
Yeah,
both known for being in the wrestling world.
yeah,
And the see, I forgot that episode was they found his bagpipes and Luigi turned it into a vacuum cleaner,
yeah,
and then they clearly lied to him and told him it wasn't his stuff. It has a level of charm to it that's actually pretty funny. Like
yeah,
it's over the top hammy acting, but it is actually pretty funny. So if you can check that one out, check that out. But
yeah.
good,
They're
it's
funny.
on YouTube. Okay,
Yeah, the
good,
whole series is on YouTube. You just look up Super Mario Brothers Super Show, and all the episodes are here. All 64 episodes.
good, good.
So definitely check it out.
Also, the other thing I just wanted to mention because I sent it to you, it wasn't finished. When the clips of Gambit in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah.
So somebody again, they have not finished modding that game, and it is long dead. It will be at Evo though, but not the modded version, right?
Okay.
But fans still finding ways to put more characters in, and so this person, specifically this person, their name is Cali King 01 on Twitter, and they put out the trailer, and that was up March 14th, and I think he came out this past week.
Oh, cool.
So obviously Maximilian's gonna look at him. I think he did put a little single video, but usually he does like a him playing with people online with it. But now I'm just seeing more and more people come out with it, and he looks cool. He
Yeah,
does look
I
cool. I
just
don't like
watched it.
his idol stand. I will say that he looks a little odd. But
Yeah,
he does look cool.
he looks cool though.
So I mean,
It's the trench coat, I think, is the fact that it looks like it's like just attached to his legs, so there's no like flow of the trench
yeah,
coat.
it's not. I know what you mean. It doesn't flow in the wind like
Yeah,
Magneto's cape.
yeah, exactly. So you see Magneto go up and down, and the cape goes up and down. You don't see the trench coat do it. It's just attached to his leg.
It's like an action figure. You get that
Yeah, hundred
old
percent.
school plastic coat
Yeah,
that doesn't move. Yes.
yeah, exactly. So that's what makes it look weird, but it doesn't look bad.
So I think that's pretty cool. Um. Oh yeah, I had got something in,
Nice.
and we had talked about it. I got the hardcover of The Last Ronin.
Have you got to read it yet?
I've slowly been going through it. I got to chapter two, so I'm not going really fast. But so far, I the one thing I do like about the writing is like I like the pacing,
Yeah.
and it's pretty good. I
Um.
appreciate the slow reveals of what's going on,
Yeah.
because at the end of chapter one, that's when you get the reveal of which turtle it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I also like how they wrote his character, how he is talking to not only himself but his brothers
Mhm.
as he's going through, and so that kind of like I when they say that it would really translate well to a game, yeah, it would. It really would.
Yeah.
Just like the way it's paced and stuff, like in the moment to moment action, because it's not necessarily just a slow read. It's pretty much from the beginning. Once he gets in the city, it's action. I liked how they foreshadow the Casey character like right in the
Yeah.
beginning.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of things I didn't know was the what is it, the son, grandson, no, the grandson of the Shredder
Yeah.
and the son of Karai.
Yes.
And so what one thing I don't want you to spoil it, but I believe they show like he has her in a tube or something like that, like she's in suspended animation.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to go into it.
Mhm,
I will
mhm.
say chapter two is my favorite book of the whole series.
Okay, okay.
But it's also personal reason. But I think that one's the one that it will hit you in a good way.
Mhm.
Like it's like oh shit. Um, yeah. So I remember us talking about this book, and like I 100% said it was Mikey. When I found out that they actually did it, it was Mikey. It made me happy because I was like, you know what? It made a lot of sense. It makes
Mhm.
sense for him being like the youngest, but also no one took him seriously, and now he has to be really the one to be taken seriously and things like that. And then also like everyone doubted Mikey when Mikey always found a way to do things. So I like the fact that it was Mikey. Um, I'm excited to hear from you, like what you think of the book. So when you finish, let me know and we could talk about it.
Okay, gotcha.
Cause it's one of my favorite books of when it came out. That was like my favorite book of the year. Like I really enjoyed it. I'm not crazy about the new one that just came out. It is a slow, I guess a slow burn, but like I haven't got in it just yet. Um, but that book is it's amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. I mean, yes, I'm definitely into what I am reading, and not for nothing, the art is actually pretty good too.
It
The
has good
in the
artists.
in
Yes.
comic art is
Yes.
good.
It has a good artist. But yeah,
Mm.
it's a really good read.
Yes, sir.
Um, what else I have been reading? I've been reading the Turtles Power Ranger crossover. I'm volume two. I'm at the fourth book just came out. It's been good. It's been fun. They do some
Okay.
weird shit, and it's great.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
Um, without doing too much spoilers into it. So the way the structure of the story is that Dimension X also has their own power grid. So they even have their versions of the Power Rangers and their versions of the powers and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay.
So that's what they're kind of using right now to kind of save things. But they were able to mimic the mutant with the morphin for the power grid, and the Rangers were able to turn into dinosaurs. Oh, their dinosaur and shit. It's pretty cool. It's a weird book, but it's been fun so far.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and the art's great too. I would definitely say read the first volume because it's well worth reading. But volume two is getting pretty crazy right now.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's cool. Uh, do you remember when? well, maybe you don't know if they made a collection for it, but remember when they introduced the fifth turtle? I was gonna ask, did they do any collection of the stories introducing that turtle, and
Janika,
then that's
Jenica,
the character's name? Okay,
Jenica, the Jenica, right?
but I don't know the name. I just know that's the yellow one. That's
Yeah,
all I
yeah,
know.
Jenica, yes. So yes, so
Because I know that was
she,
also a while ago. So.
so I've been going through the Ninja Turtle books, like the IDW comics. So so if you don't mind reading digital Comixology, they actually have all the omnibuses of the Ninja Turtle IDW comic. So I've been actually
Hmm.
going through those. They have like the whole entire series. So they have volume 1 through 14 right now. I think she gets introduced in volume 13, which is not that long ago. She got introduced like maybe 3 years ago or so. And it kind of goes into it because she debuted a little earlier than that because Splinter. This is when I think I told you about this. Splinter kills Shredder. He fucking cuts his head off and fucking takes over the foot, and he leaves the foot. His right hand person was Jenica. She was human, and
Hmm.
she was just training the foot, and then Splinter took her under her wing and taught her and things like that. She got stabbed, and she was losing a lot of blood. Leonardo gave her a blood transfusion, and his blood made her turn into a turtle.
So she's the Hawk.
Yeah,
The Hawk.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And then, but she's a skilled fighter as it is and stuff like that. But she got turned into a turtle or she would have died. So it was one or the other.
Hmm. Hmm.
She's an interesting character. If you read from volume 13 and 14, they actually have her own little spin-off book within there, and she kind of has a bit more of a story. You kind of get more of a story off of her. She's an interesting character. I actually like her. She's pretty good so far.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
Um, yeah, I like Jenica. Jenica's pretty good. Then actually they just debuted Venus de Milo in the new comic that I'm reading right now too. Like she's kind of
Really?
a clone. She's like a clone. This weird robot dude fucking built a turtle with all the abilities of the turtles and shit, kind of like a metalhead. But it's a
Hmm.
female turtle. He named Mona Lisa because there's a bit parts of all artwork and shit. Like she's all like robotic and shit.
Okay.
She's actually pretty interesting. I was like, oh shit, this is a decent take on her though. They made it pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But they just debuted her recently. Well, not recently, but in the comic where I'm up to right now, they just introduced her, and I'm up to like number 128.
Okay. Good.
And
Good.
so yeah, they using they brought her back and shit. I'll send you how
And
she.
and so since you have a grasp of that world, are they keeping that character around going forward? Like, are they putting that character in stories that are in
I don't. I
like
think she's a
other
one shot.
turtles media?
I think she's gonna be a villain, and I don't think she's gonna last that long.
No, not her. The other turtle.
Jenica, she's been in there for a while. She's kind of like one of their own now.
No, no. I mean, in other media. Do you see that they're using that turtle for anything yet, or
I
no?
have not. I wouldn't
Okay.
mind seeing it, but I haven't seen it. I see it more just in the comic book based stuff. I have not seen it more in like going in the cartoons or anything like that. They go to introduce her or not.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
She's
Because
a good
that
character
would
though. I
be.
wouldn't mind it.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. That's a good evolution.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it, but we'll see. But yeah, Comixology. If you have something to read, like I read on my tablet, so but it's a good deal. I think it's like $4.99 for per month, and they give you like over 10,000 different comic books you could read. And the IDW always releases a lot of stuff on the unlimited program, so you can read a lot of stuff for free. So they have omnibuses from volume 1 to 14. They omnibuses are like about 20 books in one,
Mm-hmm.
and so they give you a big collection. And what they do with the Ninja Turtle one is that they put even all the side stories. So not only you're getting the main line, but all the side stories in between the main line in those omnibuses.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So I was
Okay.
able to read everything. It was actually really cool.
Nice. Nice. Glad that worked out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
they're good, man. They're good stuff. I also downloaded Godzilla and Power Rangers. I haven't read it yet, but it looks very interesting.
It's like Godzilla and Power Rangers.
Yes, they have a team up. They have a versus.
Cool, cool. All right,
The art
cool.
looks pretty interesting. I have not read it yet,
Okay,
but
no problem.
that it's like the Dragon Zord. I was like,
Oh, that just reminded me. I saw that. I forgot the name of the studio, but they released the Evangelion versions of Godzilla.
oh, cool,
So this it's Mecha Godzilla in the Evangelion colors for like Shinji, and I think the red one is Asuka. So
nice.
it looks cool. I mean, I only know that anime from the suits, and everybody's saying Shinji getting the machine. That's all I know about. All I know about Evangelion, and that it's messed up. That's all I know. But it does stand out when you look at it. So
Uh,
that's cool. Um,
that's all I got.
mm-mm. Oh, the other thing that I got that related to something that I have is that the Mercenaries DLC came out for Resident Evil,
Nice,
and that was free. Free LC. That's how you do it.
good.
If it ain't ready, just let it cook.
Like
There it
free shit.
goes. I do know they're gonna probably have the paid one, which is the Ada DLC,
Yeah,
which is like the one they. So I don't know if you remember. Did you ever play the PS2 and like after that one came out, the different versions of Resident Evil 4?
yes,
So I don't know if you remember, there was a separate mode they put in there, like specifically for PS2, and then they kept it in the other versions. So
yeah. I remember. I remember the mercenary mode that they had.
no, it's called. There's one that was separate ways, and one that was Assignment Ada. Assignment
Okay.
Ada was in the base game, and that one I don't know where that is.
Yeah.
But there was one called Separate Ways where they made a whole other campaign for her and stuff. Like she fought on a cruise ship and she was in
Oh, okay.
caves and stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay. But the of course, if anything gets on PC, people data mine, and that was one of the things they found. Like that there's something called Separate Ways and different files and stuff. I'm like, all right. So that's in the pipe.
Yeah.
So we'll see that. That's cool. I'm
Nice.
just like, damn, that game just keeps getting better. I'm just saying, man. I know there's not that much stuff, but Game of the Year, man. I don't
Nice.
know. It's up there.
Would it
It's
get?
up.
No, I know in the awards wise, it won't get considered because it's a remake.
No, it's its own game.
Yeah. Okay.
Same with Resident Evil 2. It's its own game.
But even that one, they didn't put that in the category for game of the year. Well, how they do it in the video game awards.
Who?
Video game awards.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not my personal
Yeah.
Game of the Year
Yeah.
award, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. But then again, they also have like cutoff dates and shit.
And this is probably going to be on everybody else's, so I don't know what to say. Sorry, they're missing out,
Yes.
cutting themselves short. Um, damn.
Yeah.
I did not see anything UFC related, but I did see Damian Priest show a dude knock a man out and then do the Archer
Yes.
at his prone body, which I just was like, that's messed up.
Oh yeah, he got that dude got knocked the fuck out. I watched the clip. It was ridiculous.
And then he got shot with arrows right after.
Yes.
It's messed up.
Yep. Yep. All right. Now get into this movie.
Yes, sir. So this week's movie is Surrogates, and that is 2009 PG-13. It is an hour 29. It released in September. I saw it was the 25th. It
Yes.
says it is directed by John Mostow. Uh, Now I could see he's got a boo boo on his list right away. Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines.
Yeah.
That wasn't the best one. I don't
It
think it was
wasn't
the
a good
worst
one.
one, but that wasn't the best one.
It wasn't a good one.
Um, I'm looking here. I see. Nothing I'm really familiar with. Beverly Hills Body Snatchers in 1989. I
Never
don't.
watched
I
it.
don't remember that.
Fright show.
Fright Show.
U-571 was okay.
What's that about?
It's
You
a
remember?
submarine movie,
Okay.
like old
Okay.
military shit.
Okay.
Other than that,
Uh, Everything else I'm not familiar with. So.
the breakdown I think I've seen, I don't remember what it was though.
Oh, I remember the game breakdown where it was like a first person beat 'em up.
Yeah.
It was very weird. It was very weird, and it was an Xbox exclusive. Couldn't tell you. This movie is written by, it says Michael Ferris,
Oh, that guy has a fucking big boo boo in his name.
John Brancato, and they have the graphic novel Robert Venditti and Brett Weddle, I believe it is.
The writer did the Dead Rising movie.
Um, Now hold on. Did we watch that? Because I can't remember.
No, we didn't watch that because
Okay, we didn't watch it. All right.
Dead Rising Endgame. I don't think it made the list because I don't even it didn't even hit the list that we had.
No, I was just thinking like before this list. Did we
No,
watch
we
that?
didn't. No,
Not, we didn't. Okay. I mean, I see he did some episodes of Rugrats, so I mean,
he
that's
wrote
some brownie
Catwoman though.
points. Excuse me?
He wrote Catwoman.
Oh, we gotta go. Nah, we can say nah. I
Yeah,
can't.
he wrote Catwoman. I can't
I
forget
don't
him.
know. That this is interesting because Catwoman's before this. This I actually thought this movie was all right. Um, Especially once I got the premise of it,
Yeah.
and so we'll get into that after I go through the cast. So we have Bruce Willis as Greer, no
Yes.
last name. Uh, Rita Mitchell as Peters. Rosamund Pike, Rosamund Pike as Maggie. Boris Cujo, who we know from Resident Evil.
Yes.
God damn. As Stone. James Francis Genty as Cantor. James Cromwell as older Cantor. Ving Rhames as the Prophet.
That he made me laugh because that was such a bad wig.
Yeah, it was kind of stupid. Jack Noseworthy as Strickland.
That was a straight bad
Devin
wig.
Rattray as Bobby. Michael Cudlitz as Colonel Brendan. Who else do we have that was actually
Helena
uh,
Matson was JJ the blonde.
was JJ? I don't remember which was who was her character.
She was one of the earlier characters in the movie.
Okay, okay, got you, got you. I like that there's a guy. His real name is Kirk Hawkins. It just
Yeah,
makes me laugh. Like what?
but
He was male newscaster.
he just don't spell it the same. That would have been
No,
great.
no, no. But it still makes me laugh.
Face
Yeah, that's
defects.
about it. I'd like to say that there was a man named Tyson Emberley who plays a character called 40% Off. What? What is going on? This movie is kind of weird. So let's read the synopsis. It says set in a futuristic world where humans live in isolation and interact through surrogate robots. A cop is forced to leave his home for the first time in years in order to investigate the murders of other surrogates. So instantly in my head, it went to COVID and people being home and isolated,
Yeah,
but not for what it was, for what people tried to act like it was gonna be. I'm just, you would think people have been in their house for so many. Like, come on, man, calm the f down, relax. We're not there yet. But this movie, the premise is people haven't left their house. I do not know if they say there was anything like a biological attack or something that made them stay home. Do you remember?
nah, they didn't really go into why they're doing it. They just like it's their regular thing.
So if that's the case, right? So I could see the direction of the villain slash uh, misguided character, because so what the main driving force of the plot is that there's this technology that lets you basically live out, I guess, your life, but also just like the mundane parts and the crazy party parts because we're introduced to them at a party, right? At a club, actually. But it's humans that can be out, and the robots are what they call the surrogates. So you're at home in this machine, and you can basically live out whatever life you choose through your surrogate. Um, it seems as if what you see at first you think that club is full of people, and then there's a guy who dies right in the middle. And I was thinking that it was a movie that had like, okay, it's gonna have a bunch of like, you can't believe this thing is happening because he jumps off the balcony and lands like directly on his feet.
Yeah.
I was thinking that that was like a mental thing, like he didn't really jump off. I thought they were playing around with perspective and stuff, but then you realize, no, they're not playing with perspective. He did that because that's not a human, and he was able to change his orientation in the air that fast. You find that out pretty quickly because there's somebody who's going around basically frying them. But it's with the technology that doesn't just shut down the robot; it kills the user. So that ends up leading back to a specific character who you find out he's the original scientist that made it.
Yeah.
Um, but it was a case of mistaken identity because he gave access to his son to his surrogates, and his son gets fried. So then, roundabout way, his character ends up becoming the main villain.
Yeah.
So, and then you see where it leads. Bruce Willis's character is basically he's trying to solve the mysteries that surround these murders and stuff, and he's trying to stop them from happening
Yeah.
because that guy that I just said, the main antagonist, is not really the main antagonist for most of the movie because it's somebody else actually killing people,
Yeah.
and he doesn't get in there till the end. But I kind of like that twist with
Yeah.
that character because of what he ends up doing. He says he ends up he inadvertently led to his son getting killed,
Yeah.
so that kind of drives him mad. And you see he's like an old man, kind of like in a wheelchair on his last legs type of deal. And he's using the surrogates to have like a younger body. So the character, you see him when you first see it, he's like, I don't know, maybe mid 30s, maybe
Yeah.
early 40s.
But very bad wig.
No, but see, it's CG, and here's the thing that I gave the movie credit for. At first, I was like, huh, why does Bruce Willis look so fake, right?
Yeah.
But then I realized once they show you the real character, his, he's the cop he's at home,
Yeah.
has been us for years. I get it because they gave them that uncanny valley look to them,
Yeah.
where it's like something's not right and it's messing with my brain, and it's like, yeah, that's kind of how it should be because it is jarring, and it would mess with your mind if you saw that, and those are not the real people. So if you notice, everybody who was a robot, they had the uncanny valley look to them, like something was off about their face, like something that you could
Yeah.
tell, like the CG, was like, why does he look like that? And then you see the real people, it's like, oh, okay, I get it now. That's how they did the robots. They want them to be like that. I'm like, oh, so it ends up being a stylistic choice instead of just bad CG. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that makes it more worth it that we get to see the CG Bruce Willis that looks like 20 years younger.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if I didn't put two and two together, I would just say that looks bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hair just looks funny.
Yeah, it does. No, it does. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It does. But I kind
Yeah.
of get that. And for me, again, I'm probably giving them too much credit. Who knows? But for me, to the plot of the movie,
Yeah.
it makes a lot of
Yeah, it
sense.
does.
It makes a lot of sense. So like that's why I say the movie, thankfully it was only an hour and a half and it moved pretty quickly. It
Yeah.
did not sit there. I didn't get a chance to get bored. Like it just kept going.
Yeah. It was. It,
Um,
it was a alright movie.
And it explained itself.
Yeah.
Again, I would like the thing about these movies, they're not all great, but I can't sit here and say I was confused the whole time and I was bored. When A, the movie explained itself, and B, it just kept it moving. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Like that's the best thing I could really say about this movie was like it explained the plot. You end up realizing the old man's motivations for why he ends up becoming the way he does. And what he does is basically and he's kind of right because that's where the plot went was he made that technology and it ended up becoming an addiction for mankind.
Yeah.
And nobody went outside because it was too good to just be the robot.
Yes.
I mean, sure, a lot of things weren't explained, like how did you eat? If your surrogate didn't do a good job, how did you earn money or whatever? Because like you saw everybody had jobs.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So it's not like this technology stopped you from working, but it replaced the human the actual physical being there, kind of removing the danger from a lot of stuff. And you see that too. Like you see when he's going around, Bruce Willis
Yeah.
is looking for like the killer, basically. And he goes through a bunch of different things and like people are getting shot up and then you see the green blood and stuff and it's like, oh, okay. So like really there is nobody out here. And I kind of like the dynamic of he's the only dude outside.
Yeah.
That part kind of makes me laugh because you see when the action scenes are happening and the his partner gets hijacked
Yeah.
and she starts doing all this cool stuff, but like everybody's just kind of like they do a pose, they just stop, turn,
Yeah.
and look. Nobody's like screaming or anything. They just stop, turn, look in the direction of the action because it's really people at home looking at this crazy stuff going on. So it's like that kind of makes sense in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not robots not reacting. It's people like looking in awe, and it's like, oh shoot, look at that. But then it is funny because you see how they treat the real people,
Yeah.
and it's like they don't know how to. They just call them meat bags,
Hmm.
and it's like this. It's just a whole bunch of stuff that I think added up, which is like, man, how did this guy write Catwoman and then write this? Huh?
He
Huh?
got his bad one out the way first.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm just saying, like, that's a big boo boo,
Yes.
and this movie's all right.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. What do
Did
you
you?
give it?
I was gonna say before you grade it,
Okay.
did you find anything that you liked that you didn't like about this movie?
I actually thought it was. I thought it was a better movie than I remembered.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this was like very similar. It kind of reminded me of iRobot a little bit.
Yeah, I can see it. Definitely see that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I got like the idea from this movie. That was like, it reminded me of iRobot. So, um, yeah, it had that the play with it and everything like that. I actually liked it the way the setting looked and everything like that. Again, like you're talking about like like how they did the robots and stuff like that. I actually kind of dug how they did that. So the story made sense in a way. I thought I was gonna be bored of this movie. I actually kind of enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm
Hmm.
happy with it. I'm happy it wasn't another boo boo.
Yeah, not none
Yeah.
of the Warrior origins. We don't need that.
Yes. So where's this gonna rate?
I'm gonna give it a 3.5. Yeah,
3.5.
3.5.
All right. So your
Mm-hmm.
3.5s consist of 300, Punisher Warzone, History of Violence, American Splendor, Constantine, Ghost World, and Josie and the Pussycats.
I'm gonna put it behind Constantine.
All right. Okay. This is the five. I gotta figure out which one is that one. Right. I'm gonna go same. I thought it was an interesting movie. I thought the plot was actually made sense, and I enjoyed it. It was good seeing Bruce Willis do something. Because the last movies I've seen him recently, well, before his diagnosis and shit, he just looked like he just did it for the paycheck and was just like, yeah, let me get out of here now.
Mm-hmm.
So, Surrogates. Next movie up is, I think it's Whiteout. This is with Kate Beckinsale. Uh, no, yeah, Whiteout. It's a 2009 as well. It's with Kate Beckinsale. Whiteout. Then we have Defendor. We have Paperman. We have Loser, Kick-Ass, Iron Man 2, Jonah Hex, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Red, Green Hornet, I Am Number 4, Thor, X-Men First Class, Green Lantern, Captain America, Cowboys vs. Aliens, and Conan the Barbarian.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. So Whiteout. Again, that's a Kate Beckinsale one. I don't know much about it. I think I've seen it. I don't remember it. But that's our next couple of movies. I haven't done the top 10 in a while, so I'll just run down the top 10 of our movies. So for yours, it's Dark Knight number 1, Iron Man number 2, Sin City number 3, Pootie Tang number 4, Blade 2 is number 5, Punisher is number 6, oh 03, X2 is number 7, Watchmen is number 8, Ghost Rider is number 9, and League of Extraordinary Gentlemen wraps up your top 10. Mine's is Dark Knight, Watchmen, Iron Man, Sin City, Pootie Tang, Spider Man 2, Spider Man, Incredible Hulk, X Men 2, and Road to Petition is my top 10. Alright, so Whiteout's next week, and I give you the list of all the other ones that are coming up soon. So that's it. I'm gonna wrap this
Gotcha.
up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Gets Better I Swear cast. Make sure you check us out anywhere and everywhere. Red Cyclonic. That is Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. That is YouTube. That is SoundCloud. That is Spotify. And we got a WordPress. Check it out. Where you
Yep.
at, Mark?
Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch, or Mark the Mic. And also follow the Mark the Mic on TikTok. I do a lot of pages, posts on there. So definitely check it out. Give me a subscribe, like, and follow. Shout outs to Popcorny Cast. This is Tenacious T and Jeremy's, aka Sriracha. They do run a pop culture cast. It's like a brother cast 2 hours. Definitely give them a like, follow on SoundCloud and Spotify. It's Popcorny on both. Um, yeah, and shout outs to Tenacious T. We did Not a Trekkie and Gamer Rage yesterday, so we got some stuff out coming soon. We did Not a Trekkie. We did the review of Andor, and then Gamer Rage. We did the history of Power Ranger games.
Gotcha.
Not a lot of good history with them. There's not a lot of good games off of it, but it was a cast nonetheless. All right, and that's it. And always remember, follow